Hello, more Starvaders. We're back here with another run. Today's the third episode of our Zero to Hero series, where we try to collect all of the achievements in the game and complete all the challenges on all the pilots. Yeah, we've gotten a lot of the easy challenges out of the way, and then I think for the next little bit, we're actually just going to do our best to complete all the objectives. Oh no, not that. Basically, we're just gonna play runs for a little bit and try to unlock all the pilots. That's gonna be the first. That's gonna be the first thing we need to do to get all the achievements, because a lot of the achievements is tied to us beating all the challenges as all the pilots. Later, we'll probably start visiting this page a lot more to seek out specific ones. Something that we can actually do right now is to annoy Min. I think I'll do that pretty soon. Yeah, we'll do that in today's run as soon as we get into a shop. Yeah. So for now, let's see. We have two options here. We can go to Gunner to play our new pilot here, Noel. Or we can go to Stinger here to play our new guy, Shu. I think I'm actually going to choose Noel here. It's actually been a very long time since I've played her. So in the last few days, we have been playing Roxy. Starts with Firestarter. She's got this deck filled with triple fires and the Nova Bomb. She's a whole lot of fun and encourages you to really just overheat for the sake of it to get a massive tempo boost. Noel plays quite a bit differently. Her starter artifact is Permafrost, and she introduces this new mechanic called Frozen. Basically, a card that's frozen, instead of going away into the discard pile at the end of the turn, it just stays in your hand until your next turn. So you basically get an extra card while you have some frozen cards in your hand. And Permafrost here just says your rightmost card is unburnt and becomes frozen when your turn ends. So first of all, by default, we just get to have one more card every single turn because it's going to be frozen and it'll stick around until our next turn. You can obviously take this a little bit further because of this other line of text here. With Noel, you're actually able to burn cards, have them return to your hand burnt, and then if you play and sequence correctly, you're able to shift that card all the way to the right of your hand and then freeze it, unburn it, and then be able to play it again. Permafrost has a lot of sauce to it. It's very good, and I think we're really going to have a good time with that. To complement this, she has a very different deck compared to Roxy. You start with 4 shifts, of course, but everything else here is going to look a little bit different. Starting here, she starts with 4 Flurry Fires. Just like the usual fire, it also fires one bullet upwards, but it has this second line of text here that says it's automatically played for free if you play a different card with fire in its name while this is in your hand. Which means for just 1 mana, she can fire up to 4 shots all at once. That can be a lot of power. The downside is sometimes that leaves you unable to respond to multiple threats all at once, which can be a little bit difficult to deal with. To supplement this, she has these other 3 cards. Artillery Strike, we already saw it the other day as a pickable reward. This is, I think, part of the buffing action that occurred to all the gunners. Noel used to not have this card in her deck, but yeah, Artillery Strike basically gives her the ability to respond to threats outside of using Flurry Fire, and this can happen at any row, from the top or from the bottom, which is very strong. Another thing that she has to use is Cold Gust. This pulls any entity up to 2 tiles left or right. This can help you line up a massive combo with Flurry Fire by dragging somebody in, Flurry Fire, shoot through all of them at once. You can use this to move yourself as well. And in Act 2, where there are some holes on the ground, you're able to use this to shove enemies into holes, which will immediately kill them. The last card here is Novalanche. This card says, spawn a Nova Bomb up to 4 tiles away, and if you leave it unplayed in your hand and your turn ends, it actually gets an extra repeat the next time it's played. Something you can... Obviously, if you just play this card normally and don't, leave it in your hand, end your turn, it'll just enter the discard pile and pick up this 1 extra repeat so that you can reap the benefits the next time. Something extra spicy you can do, though, is to freeze it with permafrost. This will mean just it sticks in your hand for a very, like, 2 or 3 turns, and then this thing can pick up an absurd number of repeats. I just want to check what are the different components on here. So tactical and fire would both be incredible on it, if we do ever decide to upgrade it. These other 3 are obviously fine, but still. Anyways, it's been a while since I've played Noel, and I think she's going to be a whole lot of fun. Let's just run it in. And you know what? We're actually going to do Apocalypse. Yeah. We've done First Contact, we've done Invasion, now this is the 3rd and nominally the hardest difficulty in, like, the default game. There are going to be challenges later that where we can crank things up even further, but we're going to do Apocalypse for today because that's what we can do. So in addition to what Invasion already introduced, which are the advanced invaders and the harder bosses, Apocalypse difficulty is going to crank up the boss difficulties even more than before. The bosses are going to have stronger attacks, they're going to be tougher, a lot of their stuff is going to be shielded, and then it's also going to introduce encounter modifiers. These are negative modifiers that are random. You need to get a heads up for what they are, but yeah, they make your life harder in various ways, and it's going to factor into how we approach picking encounters. So let's head right in and see what Noel can do today. Alright. Ooh, Frosty Artillery Strike. I do not hate that. Artillery Strike is baseline just a very good card. Ooh. I'll definitely pick that up. The question now is, what else do we pick up? I don't mind Crossfire. This is just a very strong card. Broken Remotes. Maybe a little too early for that. Other consideration for me here for not picking Crossfire is actually Scorching Sun. This is a card that's just... So this card says, strike tiles in a line up to 2 tiles away, and then range is increased by 1 for each burnt card you own. Noel has a boss artifact. Noel has a boss artifact that basically says, like, all your frozen cards count as burnt, and all your burnt cards count as frozen. And this would really synergize with that, because we can just freeze cards and not have to burn a million things for this to actually be worth it, but... I think that's a bit of a long shot, especially considering, like, we have to get a very specific boss artifacts, which, like, I think even with Scorching Sun in your deck, it's still pretty mediocre. I'm just gonna pick these 2. I know Artillery Strike is good, I know Crossfire is good. These 2 are fine, probably, but still. We're just gonna roll with this and have a good time. Yeah, so here are those encounter modifiers that I was talking about. You see, now every encounter comes with one of these, which can really affect how we think about things. Here at this rare cards tile, we see Tunnel Vision, which means that whenever we get the reward from here, we'll have 2 choices instead of 3 when drafting cards and artifacts. Here we got Aegis Invaders, which is actually one of the hardest modifiers in the game. I think right next to Doom Ritual. You can debate which one is harder. I think Doom Ritual is generally harder, but we'll get to Doom Ritual when we get to Doom Ritual. But Aegis Invaders here gives a shield to a random invader at the start of every turn. This is brutal. It piles on a lot of extra pressure. Basically, you need to, like, the game is just going to stack up an extra point of damage that you need to deal every single turn. And on, like, a good turn, you're dealing like 2 to 3 damage, maybe 4. So this can be very significant and really catch you off guard if you're not ready for it. And then Dark Channel here, just Invaders channel an extra Doom. It's not that significant. If you're playing the game correctly, or at least, like, if you're... Basically, like, in most encounters, you're not going to let Invaders channel Doom. There are some times where, like, this will just randomly kill you, but, like, it's, for the most part, okay. Huh. What do I do here? I think I'm gonna come to this Cloudy tile and go for this rare card. By the way, Cloudy is, I think, a encounter modifier in like World 1 that we have just unlocked. This basically means that in addition to obscuring our vision and making it so that we don't see what's coming, it's also going to start the fight with a lot of cloudy tiles on the board, which makes it like a lot harder than usual. I do think we're going to be fine since we have this artillery strike and crossfire, so we're just going to go right in and see what we can do. A lot of clouds here. Yeah, here is Novalanche getting frozen by permafrost and like really just getting powered up here. So yeah, so now because it's frozen, it's going to stay in our hand every single turn, which means that it's going to gain a repeat every single turn until we actually do decide to play it, which is pretty sick. I think, yeah, we'll then aim this artillery strike up here. Alright, what do we got? Ooh, Chisel. Chisel or Reposition. Both of these cards are so awesome. Oh. I'm spoiled for choice here. Yeah, Chisel's an interesting card. Technically, it doesn't make us go up cards, which is kind of weird. But it... yeah, I guess you can see it more as a less of a card draw spell, more of like a mana discount spell. I don't know. That's a really weird one. I think I'm actually just gonna pick up Reposition here. This card lets you pull any entity one tile in a cardinal direction, and this card has +2 repeat, so it's gonna do the thing 3 times total. Very strong given like how dependent we are on enemy positioning because of both Novalanche and Flurry Fire. Yeah, I think I'll just pick Reposition. We can also use it to pull ourselves, which can be a whole lot of fun. Okay, here's where things get a little hairy. I really want this artifact. I really do want this artifact. I think it's gonna be awesome, but you know what scares me? Cloudy and Aegis Invaders. It's gonna really mess with our day here. So Cloudy already puts cloudy tiles on the board, which is like that negates some of the damage that we would do to our enemies, but Aegis Invaders is gonna make things so much harder. Because yeah, these two things stack in a really bad way where like an enemy that has a shield that is also standing on a cloud is going to take a whole 3 damage to kill instead of the usual 1, which is just a whole lot of work for... yeah, a whole lot of work for us. You know what, though? We ain't cowards. We're going in. I think on the higher difficulties, doing this can sometimes just amount to suicide. Where, yeah, you're just gonna... you are unfortunately just going to die, but here I think we can make pretty good use of this Reposition. Yeah, Reposition just has a lot of very cool uses. I really do respect it. Yeah, here we can pull this Migo from here all the way down to here so that the shooter will just kill it. It can also delay the progress of this Migo by like 1 turn. I will play that. think I'll do this. I feel... Oh yeah, by the way, I should probably explain what this Frosty perk does. Basically, it says, like, whenever I draw this card, it unburns and becomes frozen. Basically, this is, like, free license for us to just burn this card over and over again, because every time we draw it, it will unburn and freeze itself again. So yeah, we never actually have to suffer the consequences of this card being unplayable because it's burnt, which is very nice. Kind of weird that we have to burn this card in order to unburn this one. I think here we can just... That'll kill that tiny leader. Unfortunately, we're still going to eat a junk for that, but yeah, reposition really is just being the goat here, helping us really delay the progress of these enemies here. Yeah, we still got a whole 4 turns, so we're not at risk of timing out at all. Yeah, like Tiffy is going to tell us here, there is actually a turn limit on most encounters. If you just kill the enemies normally, you will not ever reach it. But if you stall for too long by like constantly pulling stuff back, at some point the game's going to be like, okay, buddy, enough is enough. You can't play no more, and we'll just start channeling Doom on all the invaders. So you do have to kill them at some point. We're going to be totally fine here, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, still do have to step it up at some point. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Freeze that. And we're good. Very nice. Ooh, Insulation, Swarm Chaser, Bomber Mech. Insulation is gonna be nice because we're gonna have this card be a burned card pretty often, and whenever we draw it, that's gonna draw us an extra card. Bomber Mech though, Bomber Mech's kind of cool. I don't think, yeah, we haven't played with. No, we have played with Bomber Mech before. Actually, yeah, we did that on our first run. Bomber Mech has just like a lot of combos and cool stuff going on with it. I think I will pick up Bomber Mech. It's just a really fun artifact with a lot of insulation though. I love both of these. Insulation is a lot less flashy, but like the work that it does, it's difficult for you to appreciate in a bombastic way, but it's always going to do work for you. I don't know. This really is a tough pick. I think Insulation is just a good artifact. Yeah, let's pick up Insulation. I'm gonna miss having Bomber Mech, don't get me wrong, and you know what? I think we're gonna pick up another artifact. Who knows, maybe Bomber Mech will come back to us. Oh, that is scary. So, here are the stuff of my nightmares, Meagle Plus. This is the advanced version of this enemy, and they just straight up move twice as fast. Normally this is an enemy that you only have to encounter in like Act 2 as those mantises, but like not here. They are coming home to roost. So we're gonna try to get rid of a bunch of them really early here, and we will burn this fella. This gets me into position to deal with this guy right now, which I think will be necessary. Oh, actually, we can just do this. But those do not pierce, so we can't send 2 of them in. And then, yeah, we will delay this shooter a little bit. 1, 2. Do this, and then we will also do this to kill that bubble boomer. Excellent. We can do this. 1, 2. Let's see. Oh, right, I keep thinking to myself, oh yeah, we gotta watch out for Aegis Invaders. We gotta watch out for Aegis Invaders. I kind of just forgot that, like, we don't need to deal with it anymore, because that was, like, the last act. Sorry, that was the last fight. I think, just to maximize combo, I will do this. Oh, never mind, that didn't do nothing. That got us, like, an extra $200, which I guess does count for something, but yeah, this is gonna be the end of the fight here. So I don't need to work that hard. Alright. Ah. Celerity, huh? It's kinda weak, honestly. Don't know how to think about that. Because, like, we already have a very good way to deal with cards being burnt. In fact, we want them to be burnt for the sake of insulation. And I'm not really a huge fan of these other 2 either. I'm actually going to reroll this selection of artifacts. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up Threat Raider here. This is probably one of the best Gunner artifacts. It just gives you an incredible amount of card draw. Basically, anytime there is a danger zone, so one of those danger zones drawn by artillery strike when it's preparing to fire, or an enemy auto bomb, or one of those shots that the enemies tries to fire, anytime we move into one of them, we will draw a card. That means us shifting. That means us cold gusting around. That also means that if we really want to, we can just draw 3 cards with reposition, which is insane. I have respect for these other 2 here, don't get me wrong. Supply Drop, Thermal Beam, both of these are fine artifacts, but I think Threat Raider is just a cut above, and we will be picking it up here. Alright, Min, what do you got for us? Anything to do with multipass? Yes, definitely. We could also pick up Ultra Coolant here, which I don't hate. But yeah, I think we're for sure going to pick up Aegis Bomb. This is just, like, truly an excellent artifact. It's truly an excellent common. It does, like... Yeah, it's just so much output for a solo investment. We'll be picking that up. I think now, then, the question is between Ultra Coolant and Multipass. I do think there are some pretty good reasons for us to want to pick up Multipass here. Just generating us a little bit of mana here and there is going to be very strong. Right, I forgot, because I think Frozen actually is a trait. So that means, like, Multipass is going to give us, like, discounts all the time. Is Frozen a trait? I think Frozen is a trait, because Burnt is a trait. Yeah, it's got the same color scheme as the rest of this stuff. Like, you see how Junk Burnt have this, like, other colored text for, like, being card modifiers. I'm pretty sure Frozen is a trait, so Multipass will actually work on it. I think. Ooh, and a new thing from Min. Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that one, the thing that we just unlocked from Min, it's sometimes useful, but like very often it just spits out some weird encounters that I very rarely visit. I don't know. We'll get to the when we actually go and see them. But yeah. Also, you know what? We're actually gonna pick up a hidden achievement here. We're gonna take a moment to annoy Min. We're just gonna pet her on the head a lot. Anyways, thank you for the achievement, Min. Bye-bye. Again, we have some spare money here, but we're not going to tip until we get to the end of the third act, because this small amount of money could come in useful still. If we truly don't need it, we'll just give it all to a good cause here, but for now, we gotta go. Alright, let's take on the mothership one more time. Oh, uh-oh, that is a lot of Migos. Yeah, as you can see here, Frozen actually is a trait, so... Yikes. That's a lot of pressure, like, right away. You know what? Yeah, I'm actually going to use this artillery strike to take care of this Migo plus on the edge. Again, a group of enemies that are clustered a little bit closer together is actually much easier to take care of than the enemies that are like spread out on the two edges of the map. I will burn that one, but it's gonna be totally fine. Oh, this is making me sweat. So yeah, we're gonna put this fella here because the mothership is going to kill them. Although maybe I should have moved myself, I'm not sure. Let's do this. I think I'll burn the crossfire here. We're gonna eat some junk. Yeah, both of those blowing up is gonna help us out a lot with outputs. This fella over here, and then we'll go here. This will unburn our crossfire and really help us out here. You know what? I think we can put this fella over here. What is... Oh, that's coming from the mothership. Maybe it's okay to just eat it. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I think I can do this, actually. 1, 2, 3. Crossfire here. And then we'll burn this jam. And then we'll even get the Freezer Nova Launch. Oh. Hold on. That's not quite what I thought would happen. We can probably just do that. Do that. Do this, and then we'll burn the jam. This will help us unburn this shit. Which is going to be very helpful. So yeah, we can then just use artillery. Yeah, artillery strike really is showing how just unimaginably powerful it is in these scenarios. Move this fella into here, shoot him twice, and then we'll do that. Yeah, then we will just finish this guy off with this, and that is a wrap against the mothership. Pretty good stuff, all things considered. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Flash fire, you say? That's an interesting proposition. We already saw how ridiculous this can be yesterday on Roxy, but something that we kind of maybe should talk about is that, like, Roxy didn't have permafrost. Roxy didn't have the solution to just, like, defrost. How to say, like, unburn all of her cards over and over and over. Flashfire, its main downside is the fact that, like, all of your fire cards have an extra heat cost. We can actually cheat that in multiple ways. Multipass gives us this, like, mana reduction when we freeze a card that has fire in its title. These flurry fires, for the most part, can actually just be played for free whenever we play another card with fire in its title. And even when we do go over budget with our heat, we can always use permafrost to just undo our mistakes. I think Flashfire is going to be awesome in this deck. Yeah, let's just pick it up and see where this gets us. Okay, now I actually am in the mood to pick up some upgrades. Here is a, here's another modifier that is a little bit annoying from time to time. It just means that, like, invaders move erratically instead of always going downwards. They're going to sometimes move bottom left and sometimes move bottom right. This can make it a little bit more difficult to predict where they're going to be on any given turn, but still, it is one of the more manageable modifiers that can come up. Oh yeah, here are the real, like, demons that I was talking about earlier. These guys, they straight up just say they move 3 times as fast, which is horrifying. Luckily, right now they're standing behind a wall of broodmothers, which I'm pretty sure just means they won't go much of anywhere. But, yeah. I think I'll do this. Yeah. One, 2, 3. Do I want this Aegis Bomb out here? I think so. Let's put this fella out here. We can always unburn it later if we need to. Oh, this is actually not a whole lot of pressure, if you'll believe me. Alright, what will it be? Ooh, artillery strike, but now with fire. That is spicy. I really do love that, because now we get to, like, aim 2 shot. Because of flash fire, by giving this card the fire component, it's also going to count as having fire in its title. So now flash fire will also give this card +1 repeat and +1 heat gauge. Sorry, heat cost. So when we play this particular artillery strike, we're going to be able to, like, choose a delayed fire opportunity twice, and we're going to also be able to, like, fire a bullet from our mech upwards twice. This is just awesome, and I will be picking that up. You know what? I'm feeling daring today. Let's go over here and upgrade one of our cards again. Oh, you don't say, Tippy. So, here is probably one of the most brutal one of the most brutal modifiers in the whole game called Doom Ritual. This basically means that when our turn begins, if no invaders are channeling Doom, one of them is going to start channeling Doom no matter where it is, which can be very brutal. So you can see, even though this Weaver is not all the way down here, it is already channeling Doom for us, which can get pretty annoying pretty quick. Thankfully, we are going to be able to shoot it from here. And also, this fight introduces yet another new enemy here called the Orchid. They never move, and instead they just sit where they are. If you give them enough time, which I think is like 2 whole turns, on the 3rd turn they're going to start channeling Doom even though they are not in the Doom zone, just like with Doom Ritual. We have a pretty good way of taking care of them in these artillery strikes, though, which should make our lives pretty easy, but anything goes. Oh, that is really just awful. I might have to eat. Oh, never mind. I forgot. I forgot. We have flash fire, so we can do this once, twice. That'll actually help us take care of both of these. And then after that, yeah, we're just gonna put these 2 bombs here. Just beautiful, isn't it? And then do this. That's every enemy taken care of. Absolutely wonderful. Ooh, reposition with the tactical upgrade. This... Oh, but Flurry Fire with move, though. Both of these are so tempting. Flurry Fire having a +1 repeat and then, like, letting us reposition every time it fires. I think this is actually going to be the move. Yeah, the fact that a move being attached to this Flurry Fire lets us actually move twice when we play it for free with alongside Flash Fire. It's gonna let us like reposition mid like bullet firing. It's just a very good thing here. Tactical reposition. Why I'm tempted by this mostly because this card naturally comes with +2 repeat, and when we attach a draw 1 card to it, this basically now just becomes a 1-mana draw 3 instead of whatever it normally does. If this weren't here, this would be a snap pick for me, but I do think Flurry Fire with the move is going to really be the move, so to say. Kind of a weird way to put it, but that is how I feel. Something that I do think we're kind of missing a little bit would be like some sort of a mobility option that's better than what we have going on. Kind of starting to miss the ultra cooling that we passed up on earlier. But to be honest, I'm not really enticed by either of these. I'm going to re-roll this selection of encounters, hoping to see a rare card, an artifact, or maybe a tactical move that does not have this tunnel vision stapled on it. Let's see what the game gives us. Okay, it gave us something that we asked for. Wouldn't be my first choice, but, you know, we can't always have what we want in life. So we're just going to take this and, yeah, we're just going to take this and, I think, live with, what we've been dealt with. What we've been dealt, so to say. Interesting. I think, yeah, we can probably just burn this crossfire then. We'll go here. I guess in that case, yeah, it doesn't hurt to do this, does it? Then we'll crossfire. Beautiful. Yeah, that's Flurry Fire with the boost there really showed off what it can do, which is nice. I think I'll run this Cold... You'll use Cold Gust to run this Time Angel over here so that it will die to all the other shenanigans that we're pulling. One here, one here. Beautiful. And then both of these rushers will also die because of the artillery strike. I think I would like to freeze this Noel Edge. Let's burn that fella. No harm, no foul. This thing down here, and then we'll Flurry Fire it twice. Line up a shot here. Yeah, we'll do this. Oh yeah, that will just kill all because that gets us over the bomb limit. Which is very nice. Ooh, some very sick options here. Reverb, Certified Hood Classic. Love having that. Snowbomb's kind of mediocre. For those who are interested, it makes one of these snowbombs, which, yeah, we throw upwards, it pushes into the first entity hit. And instead of the usual bomb shenanigans, this thing detonates with 0 radius, which means it does... Unless you increase its radius, it does not actually like explode to hit any invaders. But instead, it's going to, when it explodes, make a random card we own unburnt and frozen. And if we have a burnt card in our discard pile, in our hand, or like in our deck, it's going to prioritize that. For the most part, just pretty mediocre. Like, needing to invest an extra hit on the snow bomb just like is for the most part not worth it. We already have Permafrost, which is like very good at doing this job. We don't really need something else to do. So yeah, I think what I'm gonna do here instead is actually, yeah, I'll pick up Returno. I think this just lets us like really reposition very effectively, and it also like lets us recur a card that we want. So if we last turn finished with a big like crossfire kind of act, although yeah, sometimes those big tickets cards that we do play are going to be frozen, but this card still has a lot of very good uses. It can let us like recover our Cold Gust. It can let us recover our like, actually I guess something else it can do is like if we just burnt our artillery strike, it can let us draw it and then it'll unburn it and freeze it immediately again. I think I'll pick this up. It's just got a lot of enticing possibilities. The Red Brand. Do we purge cards that often? I'm afraid not. Flamethrower, tempting. Although, yeah, none of this really excite me. I'm going to reroll here. Pea shooter? Pea shooter? Okay. That is exciting. So every time after we play a repeated card, it's going to strike a random shieldless invader. Which I'm pretty sure, yeah, if we like play a crossfire with repeat and then like chain off 2 of these, that's going to be 3 triggers of pea shooter all at once. Which just sounds absolutely ridiculous. I think then we will get rid of like one of the shifts. And yeah, we're going to hope to pick up some even better mobility than what we have got going on here, going into Act 3. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, like, Pea Shooter is just demonstrating how absolutely ridiculous it can be. So yeah, that was pretty sick. We will then pop down this artillery strike, burn it. Oh yeah, I guess I should explain what Returnal actually does. I've played with this card so much that I've kind of just forgotten to talk about it at all. This card says move to any tile in the center column, so if you look at it here, that's anywhere directly in the middle of the map. And then it'll also draw the top card of our discard. This gives us a lot of mobility. It's a little bit awkward on occasion, but like for the most part, it's totally fine. And yeah, it's gonna help us recur whatever we just played. In this case, the game actually shows us it's this copy of Artillery Strike that we have burnt. What I'm gonna do here is actually I'm just going to... Oh, I didn't even know that was an achievement. That's kind of cool. And I'm gonna use Reposition to push a bunch of these invaders into a hole. Then I'll also use Cold Gust in the same way. I think I'll do this. Cold Gust one more time. Then we'll stick an Aegis Bomb right here and then move down to here. Finally, we'll freeze this Novalanche here so that we're able to just take it easy from here. Oh my god, Novalanche also works with Pea Shooter, and then like the Reposition also works with Pea Shooter. Pea Shooter is just like an all-star today. Don't see that too often. Often it's a little bit difficult to make it work exactly how you want, but today's an exception. That's for sure. Yeah, I think I will be playing this double artillery strike here. We can burn it. That's all good. We got permafrost here. It's gonna be totally fine. Oh, that's actually just going to finish off the fight. Beautiful. Ooh, Iceberg. Now that intrigues me. I think if it works the way I think it does. I don't actually know if we draw the cards at the start of our turn or... I guess, from what I'm reading here, I'm guessing you'd actually need the frozen cards in your hand for them to be free. So every turn is going to at least generate us some mana with the help of Permafrost, but like... I guess we already have that to some extent with Multipass. Maybe we don't need Iceberg, honestly. Maybe we can just... Yeah, you know what? I'm not super excited about any of these. Let's just reroll this real quick and see what else we can get away with. Jester? Somebody say Jester. Yeah, we don't have anything that works with it either. Oh, Big Fridge? Hold on. Big Fridge? Cards cost max 1 heat. You know what that works really well with? Flashfire. Because now, this Crossfire is only going to cost 1. This Artillery Strike is only going to cost 1. That's amazing. Okay. Anytime you can make good use of Big Fridge, it just pops the hell off, and I think today is one of those days. It's been a hot minute since I've had a great run with Big Fridge, and you know what? I didn't realize how good it felt to have it on the team until it got on the team again. Welcome back on board, buddy. I'll be looking forward to how you do. Let's now take this I think, yeah, this deck has just transcended what it already was able to do. Now it's just like Flashfire is popping. Yeah, Flashfire is now just all upside, no downside, and that is ludicrous. Okay, what can I do though? I guess I can just do this. Wow. Pea Shooter popping off. Flashfire popping off. This is like everything about this deck is just truly beautiful. Let's do this. Let's Cold Gust myself up here. And I think, yeah, this Crossfire is finish everything off. Beautiful. Alright, an upgrade. I would... Oh my god! That's awesome! Novalanche now with fire, so it's gonna fire a bullet every single time we repeat it. That's awesome. We could also take Crossfire with Star here. It's already gonna get repeated and this thing will really split. No. Let's just take the Fire Novalanche. My god. I feel like a little kid on Christmas. Oh. This deck truly is just busted. And, yeah, let's see what else we can find out here. Do we want to pick up a rare card? Let's pick up a rare card. It can't hurt. Let's see what the game's got in store for us. This is going to be a lot of, yeah, Astromancers, but I have a feeling we're going to be totally fine. Put this fella here, put this fella here. 1, 2. Put this fella here. We actually have a little bit of mana to spare, so... I'll do that. Fire here. Okay. Yeah, I was pointing those artillery strikes on these two to like give us more pea shooter targets, because remember this can only work on shieldless invaders. But I kind of just forgot that like these guys are gonna spit out 1,000,000 asteroids each, so there really is no need for us to like worry too much about having shieldless targets. The real question is, are we able to just not immediately die here? Which I think is much more pressing. Now we can go up here. What the heck? Let's go down here again as well, just to get ourselves into a better position. Ooh. Alright. Beautiful. Let's just finish this fight off. Oh my god! Ah! Okay. I know if any of you were here for episode 1, which to be honest wasn't that long ago, but when we unlocked this card, I was really excited to see it, because this is an incredibly fun card. Fire Everything just says shuffle every card in your deck shuffle your discard into your draw pile, and then it says just shuffle you draw every card in your deck that says fire at all, and you play all of them for free. And it's just like you fire so many bullets all at once with a deck like this. It's not even funny. And you know what the best part is? It works with Flash Fire because it has fire in its title. It works with Pea Shooter 2. And it works with Big Fridge because it costs 2 and now will only cost 1. We're going to cast it twice, play every single card with fire in its title in our deck twice. And then we're going to do it all over again because of Flash Fire. And then every single time any of those cards get played with an extra repeat, P-Shooter is going to trigger. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to play this. I can't wait to just unleash this upon the world. My god. Something that makes this a lot better is if some of the cards in your fire chain has move, because this allows you to reposition yourself mid-fire chain. As much as I'm getting extremely excited over this, there actually is a bit of a diminishing returns on firing a million bullets in the same column. There are only so many things you can kill. But if you're able to reposition yourself in the middle of these, like, after firing a bunch in one lane, you can just move to a different one with a bunch of better targets and kill everything there too. This is just gonna be awesome. We will be going here, and I think I'll look to pick up yet another upgrade, either to make one of our moves into a fire, or to make one of our fires into a move. I'll accept either. I think, yeah, we'll start with this. Totally fine. Two, 4. That kills that too. Beautiful. Yeah, the one concern I have is that... Oh wait, does this not get a... Oh, I guess that's not fire with an exclamation mark, huh? Man, that really sucks. We don't get to do this twice, but... I suppose it'll be okay still. Man, that really bums me out. I'm not gonna hold you. So yeah, we're gonna get everything back, and now... yeah, we're gonna do this twice. Yeah, what the hell? Why not? Just this fella left. Oh, we're actually out of cards in our deck that, like, can do damage after, like, taking all of them out behind the shed with fire everything. So we'll actually have to wait a second for it to come on back. Shouldn't be too big of a problem, though. Yeah, do this, and then we just... There we go. Kinda want to reroll a little bit. Yeah, let's reroll. Don't like any of those necessarily. Yeah, I'm willing to put all of my... I'm willing to put all of my rerolls on this. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Do I need any of this? Yeah, I guess that's the price we pay for putting all of our restock tokens on the upgrade there. We did get exactly what we wanted in the end, which is this fire with a shift. Now it gets picked up by fire everything. It's going to help us reposition. It's basically the same as, like, this thing. Which, yeah, it's totally fine. You know what? I think here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut down our... I'm going to use all this money that we have to, like, really trim down our deck. So we don't have to draw through as much stuff before we can just get back to our fire everything again. think... This might sound crazy. I'm actually also going to get rid of this Aegis Bomb. And one more Flurry Fire. Yeah, I think this much meaner and leaner deck is going to serve us a lot better. Oh, that's actually really good. Yeah, we won't get too many bites out of the apple with this, but this one thing that this can help us do is like once we reset everything with fire everything, it can like help us shuffle our discard top pile back into our deck so that when we draw through more things, we're actually able to like we're actually able to like find attacks instead of that one time where like all we drew were moves. It's a little bit awkward when that happens. I think you know what? What I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna pump the rest of those 20,000 bucks into Min's bank accounts. Don't need a swap here. Copycat is good though. We will pick up a copycat. Yeah, I think Min's research is actually almost done with this. So, yeah, that was a whole lot of money that we gave to Min. That makes me pretty happy. Alright, let's finish this run off after really crafting just a monster of a deck. There's another there's actually a whole nother achievement right over there. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. That doesn't actually rip the tentacle off. Actually do this. Use Copycat to make us yet another copy of Fire Everything. You know what? What the hell? Let's do it all again. Immaculate. Yep. That lets us freeze this fire everything to cancel out all the downside. Yeah, we are just crushing this boss fight here with how like unbelievably powerful Fire Everything is. So yeah, we're just gonna... I wouldn't be surprised if we were just able to immediately kill everything here. Let's fire. Let's fire. Let's fire one with everything. Why not? Why not? You know. Oh, is that over? Nope. Actually, we're gonna fire everything again. Oh, not bad. Alright, that will do it for today. What an awesome deck. So yeah, this is now the final difficulty we need to beat before we're able to... Yeah, the final difficulty we'll need to beat before we actually have to... are able to find the true ending of the game. Let's see, what's the final bit here? What on earth is that? Yeah, something's clearly wrong wherever the aliens are coming from, so we'll see what we have to do. Anyways, we're going to have one last little chat with the Overseer here. At last, your dormant potential has fully been awakened. Thank you, thank you. I know that run was pretty bonkers. I hope it also impressed you. So, now she's saying we're able to put a permanent end to everything, as long as we follow her guidance. This unlocks us the final quest, which is what it would take for us to reach the true ending. And we can only do that on the Apocalypse difficulty, so that's what we're gonna play again tomorrow. Yeah, a little bit of timeline convergence here. A few more invaders in Act 2 and 3 have shown up. We also get a few more unlocks here, as well as a few more achievements. Oh, my god. Yeah, set 4 here actually unlocks 3 of... I think just, yeah, these are some of the best boss artifacts and cards that Gunner can have. I don't really think we need to, like, go over all of them all at once here. We can kind of just run into them as we can explain them as we run into them during a run. Just trust my word in that all 3 of these are very, very powerful in the right circumstances. And oh yes, now that we've beaten Apocalypse, we're able to play some challenges. And this is going to be a key part of how we unlock all of the game's achievements. So we'll begin to dip our toes into these with enough time. Oh, and pack system. We can describe this later. Oh, and Guardian pack and Vendor pack. Yeah, we're just getting showered with unlocks here. But, yeah. It's a good time for us. Ooh, and the 3rd Gunner pilot here, we just need to upgrade a few more cards as Gunner before we can unlock him, so shouldn't be that bad. But yeah, also some pretty exciting pilots to look forward to. Shooting's a good bunch of fun, and then there are 3 Stinger pilots here. My favorite being this one. Yeah, we'll get to her when we get to her, but I'm pretty excited to try playing her. It's been a few days after all. Anyways, yeah, just a little deck debrief here. Had an absolutely awesome run today with fire everything really, well, quote-unquote, firing on all cylinders. I did figure out today that, like, this card actually does not work with flash fire the way I thought it does, because while it has the word fire in it, it does not have fire with an exclamation mark. Which, yeah, it is what it is. It did not get the repeat, but it was still just absolutely bonkers. Drawing every fire card we had in our deck, the Artillery Strike, the Shift, the Flurry Fire, the Novalanche, and just, like, really popping off after that. Pea Shooter was doing its fair share of work, and Big Fridge just tied everything together. An awesome deck, an awesome run, and yeah, that's gonna cap off today for us. Yeah, I forgot to mention this again right at the top of the video, but I will say it here. If you are enjoying these videos, and you made it all the way back here, first of all, thank you for sticking around, and if you want to help out this channel and help us grow, please remember to leave a like and comment and subscribe. If you would like, of course. In any case, that's going to do it for us today, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye!